Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Strategic Command World at War. So we are playing as the Allies in war against the Axis. You can sort of see that the Axis are preparing for Operation Barbarossa, the German attack on the Soviet Union. They are starting to mass some troops over here. Some of them are under strength, but I expect that very soon we'll see this number ballooning as they bring in more and more forces. We also starting to see the first Germans down here in Africa. So we did get some momentum. We did manage to drive over here all the way to Al-Gahila. We did capture Benghazi, so that does give us some supply, and that is very dandy. We're also struggling a little bit in East Africa. On the other hand, we're doing very fine in China. So before we go ahead though and start the turn of the Axis, there is a couple of things that I do want to do. So we have this French Equatorial African forces over here. Let's put them on transport. It's not going to be very cheap, but that does allow us to bring them down here and then ultimately around Africa and maybe towards the East African theatre. I also kind of forgot even that we do have some forces over here that we should probably be reinforcing as the UK to the degree possible, at least. Some destroyers, some naval forces that ultimately will start to fight against Japan, of course. So that being said, I think we can now turn it over to the Axis. I don't think the Germans will be doing too much. I do not know about the attack on Greece and Yugoslavia though. Historically that did happen after the fall of France, but it is kind of low. Well, it is. I'm not sure. It is kind of late, is what I want to say. Bulgaria joining the Axis. That's unfortunate, but still we're getting more destroyers. HMS Lancaster over there. That's good. Partisan activity in Manchuria. So that apparently is reflecting the fact that the Japanese are pulling forces out of over there. What's happening over here? Hood hit by rough seas. Okay, that's unfortunate. US developing more amphibious warfare and long-range aircraft and logistics. All of that is very, very nice. Infantry, big boost in infantry weapons for the USSR. That's also extremely important for us, of course. Right, other than that, everything's sort of as expected. Oh, we are starting to see some income being transferred from the USA towards the UK. That's good to see, because of course the UK is fighting the war. And here it is, the turn of the Axis. Interested to see what Japan will do in China, and of course we might be seeing some naval activity from Germany and or Italy. I don't suspect the Italians will be doing too much in East Africa. Historically it was very difficult for them to keep supplies over there, but they are generating a little bit locally. I think all of these guys are reinforced, or they're incapable of launching any activity. That's good to see. I mean, it is winter, and attacks in winter are of course a little bit more difficult, but then again, artillery is firing on us. That's interesting to see. Some attacks down here on Nanjing, to be expected, to be honest. That is a very weak corps over there. Starting to see a lot of German tanks over here in the center of the front. So historically, of course, Ukraine is a lot better. What did you do? Did you attack, or did you just advance somewhere? You might have withdrawn. Okay, that's fine. Good, yeah. So not too much activity from Japan over here, mostly defensively. So that is fine. They are suffering some attrition losses. That's lovely to see. And of course we are disrupting the convoy sailing from Oslo towards Hamburg. And now it's our turn. So yeah, really uneventful turn for the Axis. But that's to be expected. The attack on the Soviet Union hasn't started yet. So yeah. Oh, anti-air near Tokyo. Interesting. German army down there. Ooh, and submarines in the North Atlantic. Okay, lovely to see. So, let's start out with China. We can start in the north, I think, because it's the more interesting territory. We could cut into here. That might not be the worst, except there's going to be very little supply over here. I think just... it's actually... if we captured Peking, there was a lot of supply. Okay, so not something that we can do right this second. Let's take the attack over here, shatter that army. Lovely to see. You can't advance though because of the zone of control of these guys. You're actually surprisingly strong. You're an overstrength army. You do have some experience. This army though is taking a beating. There we go. National morale really boosted over here. Let's move you up. Starting to really encircle these guys. Again, not too much point. That garrison unit over there. I think it makes sense to start and threaten Peking a bit more. And maybe even this garrison unit. I really should be taking these guys more into account. Let's bring it towards that supply depot. That should be fine. And what we can do over here is just weaken that garrison unit a little bit more. Could pull you out in favor of maybe this unit, because these guys still need to be upgraded. How exactly do we want to do that? I think the fighters might move up. You guys should at least be up advancing. Pull you back. That's pointless. Okay, so yeah, we are going to bring you down here. We're going to bring you up. You're going to attack the garrison. Take a little bit of a beating. You might simply be reinforced. Or do we want to save some points maybe? To purchase new units as China, or do some more research, especially in terms of mobility. Cut in here. Yeah, let's be a little bit bold. Let's advance into there, cut the railway line, and that should be okay. Good. Right. Ah, you could also attack, couldn't you? Yeah. I mean, they are pretty entrenched, entrenchment 3. And that is part of what is protecting them, but all in all I think we should just aim to get our forces here to be a little bit stronger. So that's fine. You are also fine. Yeah, everything over there is okay. Good. Important objective is Nanjing, which is a national morale objective, which is why it's extremely important for us to try to capture that. And this is not looking too bad. Bring you back, bring you up in the front instead. Take that town. Come on. Can you advance into there? Yes, we can. Bring up this army over there. That is a fantastic result for us. Actually. You can't attack? Okay. I guess. Fine. Good, down here. Yeah, let's do some damage when we can. Connect this railway line down here. That should also improve the supply down there by a lot, actually. And then let's move you back. You're down here, and the army into Nanjing. And then these guys should probably be defeated. Yes, there we go. Lovely. You can't advance. You down here. You should definitely be reinforced. You should be upgraded, but you can't. Why is your supply so horrifically low? Well, I guess it just is. But yeah, it should be better now that this supply line is captured. Although it's not a railway line, it's only a street. Well, we'll have to see. At least the supply will start to flow out of Nanchang, so that is going to be alright. So you can actually advance a little bit close towards the supply lines. And over here, do we want to reinforce, or do we want to take on Canton? I think we actually need to reinforce these guys, so that they can be... It's not enough to destroy the army, we also need to advance into there, and this army is of course threatening us at least a little bit. As always, try to attack these guys. They are in supply, so it's not that easy to disrupt them. Garrison can move back, this corps can come in, and you need to be upgraded. towards better infantry weapons. That's alright. Yeah, I still think we need a little bit more oomph over here. You are entrenched one of... Your readiness is not so bad. Ultimately, we might want to swap these guys out. But for now, everything here is fine. Yeah, next time we will need to make sure that our headquarter units are sort of covering the right people. You should probably be moving up a little bit closer towards the front so that you can cover more area. And that should be fine. Good. So that does settle. China does have a lot of points left, but let's save them up for now. There's nothing that we can sensibly upgrade, except maybe a couple of garrison units. And let's get over to Africa over here. So you are now all upgraded except for AA defenses, which we really don't need over here. We do have these tactical bombers that could be coming in. And the supply situation up here is still going to be very bad, isn't it? Yeah, it's a 6 and a 5. Okay, let's nonetheless move you up. How much would bombing this yield us? Not too much. Can you be upgraded? No, you can't. We could send you up a little bit, but again, the supply is going to be even worse over there. Horrible, horrible situation. Reinforce you. Just 1 point. No, we can't. Shouldn't do that, Ben. Okay, let's try to take Massawa first. Gain the supply depot over there and then start to advance someplace else. How do we want to do that? Do we want to go by here or by here? I think it's sort of irrelevant. Maybe the supply over here is a little bit better for the Indians, for sort of... Okay, let's bring you up over there into Port Sudan. Then you can sort of make your way down here towards the Karen Basin. Okay, that's fine. We do also have some French making their way over here. Sure, slowly. Ever so slowly. That's fine. Could reinforce you. Just by 1 point though, so... Let's try to make sure that this headquarter unit is being pushed back a little bit. This is really cheap, so let's do that. This headquarter unit is fine for now. You are in supply, so that's okay. I think we do have some Indian army over here and that we could bring closer to Karachi so that they can be shipped out at some point. And this garrison over here we'll leave where it is. Good. Then North Africa. So a lot of sandstorms happening over here. Could attack over here, but you're so low on supply that that is sort of pointless. The army over here, low on supply, but Benghazi might be coming in a little bit better next turn. We could sort of try to cut over here, but you know what? That is one aspect of the game I don't necessarily like. I mean, the supply system is great in that it models that it's extremely difficult sometimes to have a war in this sort of area where it's extremely difficult to move ahead your forces and so on. But then again, Africa, it had these sweeping maneuvers, this grand scale, and that somehow doesn't really seem to be reflected in game. This should be coming up a little bit, I think. So let's bring you back. Let's bring up the tanks towards the front. Oh, you only have 1 attack? I thought you had 2. And then the special forces also need to regain some of their strength. Fighters, let's move you up towards the front. And then all of that is okay. Good. Battleships. Not sure whether there was a point in doing that, but it will reduce their supply, and I do like that. And again, I probably should have scouted for Italian transports first. Nothing to be seen though. So yeah, that's alright. Good. Okay, so all in all that seems to cover that area. We could pull in the carriers. We could also bring in the carriers down here. I think that might be actually better. Yeah, let's start to reduce their morale a little bit. And bring down the Italians over here. Historically they were really in a worse situation. But I haven't been putting too much pressure on that. In terms of the Battle of the North Atlantic, let's continue our coverage of this area. And of course of our supply lines. Find any submarines that might be sneaking out about over here. Don't seem to be finding anything. Let's bring in the Canadians. Then a little bit closer. Have that battleship cover them. And again, these guys should cover these supply lines. Nothing much over here, so that's good. Heavy cruisers, likewise. Simply trying to find any enemy that might be over here. There's none. Okay, you're fine. We do have this carrier over here. We can't be upgraded, but we can upgrade the reinforce the aircraft on the carrier, and that is of course important as well. And yeah, that one needs to be reinforced. It's expensive to reinforce ships, but still something that needs to happen. And you should actually get towards a base because your aircraft are sort of not that great. You guys are fine. Light cruisers over here should probably be coming home. I really want better anti-submarine warfare technology, so that we have a little bit better time in destroying enemy submarines. I mean, there is the Saint-Nazaire naval plant. The ocean is so big. Very difficult to find anyone over here. Potentially, because there is no one. Okay, so we do have a couple of forces over here. We do have these heavy cruisers. So I think I would want you to patrol sort of this way. Bring up the heavy cruisers towards that base. And you, I guess, can come... Should be ending in a port so that we can reinforce you, actually. The battleship, the light cruiser. Okay, let's move the light cruiser down here. Battleship can go into there, and then the destroyer's up there. And then next time we can upgrade these guys. Fine. Yeah, all in all that seems to about cover it for the UK over here. Could probably reinforce these guys just in case the Germans come knocking. We do have the Royal Marines over here. Strategic bombers. Tactical bombers over there. You are sort of at the edge of your perimeter. Could bring more fighters towards some of the other theaters, but doesn't seem to be required right now. Could upgrade, I guess, your mobility. That would be pointless though. Yeah, so these guys, yeah, well, no, all of that is fine. Zoom out briefly. Oh, I think we moved everyone for the UK. Fantastic, so that does only leave the forces down here. I cannot reinforce you. Can I reinforce you in... Probably only can reinforce you in the UK ports, can I? Weird. Sometimes the game really is kind of... It's very hard to say why some of the things are as they are. Okay, okay, let's bring you up over here then, this port. Concentrate the forces of our allies slightly towards Japan. Oh, and another heavy cruiser down here. Nearly did not see that one. Let's bring up in a nice little pattern. Good, 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 good. Okay, so that does about cover all of our forces from the Western Allies. The Soviets do have a tank division lurking around somewhere. It's starting to come together, I think, for the Soviet Union. Yeah, most of the forces are now nearly where I want them to be. More or less so. But we simply need way more of these guys. Tarnopol over here, it seems to be a little bit exposed, but then again this is an infantry army. We have this garrison over here occupying a fort, but that position is untenable, I think. Should put more forces into this gap, I think. So let's firstly bring you towards Lvov. You towards the head of that railway line. You are alright, I guess. This position probably is not going to be threatened that much, so I think it's fine like this. Yeah, but these gaps really need to be filled in, so at least for now bring up these garrisons. This mechanized infantry over here is fine, I believe. Though it might not be the best to fight against tanks. Everyone else over here fine though. Do we have some AA batteries? I think it might make sense to bring some of them down here. So that we have a little bit better cover over there. We only have one group of aircraft. It's not the greatest either. So can we purchase more units as nationalist? As the Soviet Union? Yeah, we can. So let's do that. We definitely do need these guys. Right, also we do have the garrison unit, which we are going to place into this area to fight against any potential incursion by Finland. We do have a cavalry corps. Where would we want to place you? Against Japan? Might be a little bit too light. Some mobile forces down here. Against Finland, maybe? Could bring them up over here. Maybe in the very north? No, I think it's best to place them down here so they can potentially defend against some of the forces of the Allies. We do have some maritime bombers for the UK. Interesting. We have some over here. Let's place them down here actually. And the Prince of Wales. Another battleship. Which we'll probably be placing down here in the Irish Sea. And then an army in India. Did we move that one? Yeah, we did. So you can be placed over there. That's fine. That does settle all of the new units as well. The UK does have a lot of points left. So just upgrade the AA defenses over there. Not useful, I think. More headquarter units? Hardly required. Do we have some over here? Yeah, we do. So I think it might make sense as the UK to look at special forces. Oh, we can't. We can't buy anymore. That said, I would have liked to get more Royal Marines so that we can take out some of the enemy positions. Motor torpedo boat subs. Subs are useful so far. But again, right now that doesn't seem to be required. And on the other hand, just tanks would really be great. But we would really want them to be advanced tanks at the very least. So can't afford that for now, so that's fine, I guess. Soviet Union has spent all of its points. So, you know what, as the UK we could try to place one more chit on influencing USA. Or actually the USSR. I guess the USSR is going to be... Let's try that. It does only give us 5% chance, but I think there might be some events tied to that. I'm not too sure about this, so don't take my word for it, but you know, it might be okay to do that. And the US can probably buy a couple of things as well. Some mechanized forces maybe? No. Some more special forces? So that we can advance into the Pacific? Might not be the worst idea. But yeah, again, on the other hand, you are waiting for production technology, right? Spying in intel, we maxed out. Logistics might be worthwhile taking another shot, because it is very, very expensive to move troops via sea. And obviously that is something that the US does a lot. And just spending on that might not be the worst. Command and control, likewise, infantry weapons, advanced tanks, all of that is useful. Naval weapons, we do, I think, have maxed out, don't we? No, not yet. But we are spending 1 and we can only get to 2, so that's definitely fine. All of this is fine. Logistics, production technology. I'm torn. Yeah, you know what? Let's get Marines. I think it's more important as the US to start bringing troops a little bit more importantly. So yeah, the Marine division mobility is not an issue. So yeah, let's buy it like such. And since we do have enough points still, I am gonna head and buy another logistic pip over here, and that's fine. Good. India. What can India do? India can certainly purchase more units, can't it? A headquarter might be nice, since we do have quite a lot of Indian troops now. So let's wait a second over here and try to get more points, so that ultimately we can buy that. Although it's a little bit unfortunate that you don't know that when there will be event spawn troops, so that is unfortunate. Do we want to bring in more planes towards down here? Try to clean up East Africa? Well, there's no rush, so let's hold off on that for now, because I think a potential attack by Nazi Germany on the UK would be even worse. Could also spend in more influence to flip Yugoslavia. But I actually also want to spend some points on Madrid so that they don't get to the Axis side. Singapore, I think it's fine. The Japanese are not going to do much. They are really, really hampered. Supply situation is only okay down there. These guys are struggling. These guys up here are certainly struggling. This garrison is doomed, I think. But over here the resistance will stiffen, so we'll have to see about that. That being said, I think now is a very good place to put in a cut and see how 1941 will develop. So, I see you guys next time. Bye bye.